What is good, guys? Today we're taking a look at the importance of sound editing in movies and television shows. As we've discussed, a lot of the sound that you hear in a final edited TV show or movie has been added to or replaced in the post-production process, and a lot of the sound that is recorded on the set isn't usable because of mechanical noises on the set or fans or lighting that makes noise. A lot of times the dialogue on the set is usable because it's well recorded, but even that can be re-recorded later in another process. So what we're going to look at here is my visual edit of the TV show Gunsmoke scene that we have. It's a fight scene, and it has certain things that we expect to see and hear in it, but right now all we're going to hear is the audio from the set. So it's an edited scene, but no additional audio has been added.
Denver, take two. Action.
So as you can see and hear in this footage, you can see something was missing. And in this case, it was all the sounds that we expect from a scene like this. And audio can be a huge part of making a movie scene believable. So let's take another look at the scene with the added sound effects and music.
Denver, take two. Action.
You get him on that wagon and get him out of town. And don't ever come back.
I sure will, Marshal.
So I hope the effectiveness of the sounds added to the scene was clear. I did go over the top to a certain extent, but I wanted to do that to enhance and emphasize the importance of those sounds. When there's missing sounds, there's nothing you can do about it. It just leaves your audience feeling kind of empty. But more is better, and more is more in this case. So we're going to take one more look at the scene with the iMovie screen up so you can see all the audio edits as they happen, as they go by, just so you can appreciate how much work went into it.
Action.
You get him on that wagon and get him out of town. And don't ever come back.
I sure will, Marshal.
So I just want to conclude with a note about the decisions on the sounds that I used in the scene. There's all kinds of different punching and body hit sounds, and the vocalizations, the screams of the men as they fought. You can use different versions of those to change the feeling of the scene. Also, you'll notice the music I used was kind of upbeat banjo country music. That's right in the iMovie library, and that lends a kind of a positive tone, like we beat the bad guy. But just think, if you used different music, how much differently the scene could play out. It could have this sort of melancholy, badness to it, because ultimately you're beating down a human being, which, again, you can play it up one way or the other. It's up to you. And the last thing that I made a choice about was the crowd noise. There's almost no noise from the townsfolk in the scene, in the footage, but I used that very upbeat hooting and cheering, as if the sheriff beating up the bad guy is to everybody's interest. The footage, though, doesn't necessarily say that. We said it with the audio. So do keep that in mind when you make your own audio edits, that there's a power to the sounds that you may underestimate, and it can change the whole tone of the scene and of your entire project if you do it. So those are the notes that I wanted to tell you about. I want you to keep all of that in mind as you edit your audio project, and thanks for watching and listening.